Hello, science fans! Today, we're going to explore a fascinating idea where the digital world meets our physical world. It all starts with something called geotagging. Think about the pictures you take with your phone. Have you ever noticed that your phone knows exactly where you took that photo? That's geotagging in action. It's like putting a tiny invisible pin on a map for a piece of digital information. This pin carries location data, latitude and longitude, telling us precisely where on planet Earth something happened or exists. It's a simple yet powerful way to connect data to a real-world spot, making information much more meaningful and contextual. Now let's talk about digital assets. This might sound complicated, but it's really not. An asset is simply something of value that you own. In the old days, that meant things like a house, a car, or a painting. A digital asset is the same idea, but it exists only on computers. It could be a unique piece of digital art, a special character or item in an online video game, or even a digital ticket to an exclusive online event. People invest in these digital items for the same reasons they invest in physical ones. They believe the value will go up over time, or because it gives them special access or status within a community. So we have these two separate concepts: geotagging, which links data to a physical place, and digital assets, which are valuable items that exist in the online universe. For a long time, these two worlds didn't really interact. A digital artwork was just a file on a server somewhere, completely disconnected from any specific location on the globe. It could be viewed from anywhere, but it wasn't anywhere in a meaningful sense. Its value was based purely on its artistic merit, its creator, or its rarity in the digital space, without any connection to the physical world we walk around in every day. But what if we were to combine them? What happens when we take a valuable digital asset and use a geotag to anchor it to a specific real-world location? This is where things get really exciting. Imagine a digital sword in a game that can only be found at the base of the Eiffel Tower, or a piece of digital street art that is only viewable when you are standing in a specific alley in Tokyo. Suddenly, the digital item gains a new layer of context and story. Its location becomes part of its identity, fundamentally changing how we think about its value and how we interact with it. Consider the possibilities. When we add location information to a digital asset, we are fundamentally changing the rules of ownership and investment. The asset is no longer just a floating piece of code. It becomes tied to a tangible place with its own history and significance. This connection creates a new kind of scarcity. Before, a digital item's rarity was determined by how many copies were made. Now, its rarity can also be determined by its location. An item might be one of a kind not just because it's unique, but because it is digitally located at a famous landmark or a historically important site, making it impossible to replicate that specific connection. This location-based value changes how people might buy or sell these assets. Imagine a digital collectible that is geotagged to the stadium, where a famous sports moment happened. An investor isn't just buying the collectible. They are buying a piece of digital history tied to that exact spot. This could create a whole new market where the value of a digital asset is influenced by the real-world value or importance of its attached location. A digital artwork hung on a wall in a virtual gallery located at the Louvre in Paris would likely be perceived as more valuable than one located in a random unknown place. Think of it like digital real estate. In the real world, a property's value is all about location, location, location. The same principle starts to apply to these geotagged digital assets. Investors would need to consider not only the quality of the digital item itself, but also the desirability of its digital address. This could lead to speculation on digital locations, where people buy assets in places they believe will become more popular or significant in the future. It adds a layer of strategy that is very similar to how people invest in physical property, blending the digital and physical investment worlds together. This fusion of place and property also makes the investment feel more real and personal. Owning a digital asset tied to your hometown, your favorite park, or the place you got married adds an emotional connection that a simple digital file can't offer. This emotional weight can translate into real financial value, as people are often willing to pay more for things that have personal meaning. The story behind the asset becomes richer and more compelling as it now includes a real-world setting. It's not just what you own, but where you own it that starts to matter immensely. Let's look at some easy-to-understand examples. Consider the world of digital art. An artist could create a beautiful digital sculpture and geotag it to the center of New York's Central Park. To truly experience or purchase this sculpture, you might have to physically go to Central Park and view it through your phone or special glasses. This creates an exclusive event, a digital pilgrimage. The value of the art is now tied to the experience of being in that specific place. Someone in London can't just buy it from their couch. They have to interact with its intended environment, making the act of acquiring it a memorable journey. Now, let's jump into online gaming, a place where this idea can truly flourish. Imagine a massive online adventure game that uses the entire world as its map. A legendary, powerful sword might be digitally forged and geotagged to the peak of Mount Fuji in Japan. Players would have to physically travel there to claim it in the game. This blends tourism with gaming, creating incredible real-world adventures. The player who makes the journey and claims the sword owns an item whose value is backed by a real, challenging, and verifiable experience. It's proof of dedication that goes beyond just playing a game. This concept also opens up amazing opportunities for local businesses and communities. A coffee shop could offer a unique digital collectible, like a special character skin or a piece of lore for a popular game, that is only available to customers who are physically inside their shop. This drives real-world foot traffic and creates a fun, interactive experience for customers. The digital asset acts as both a souvenir and a loyalty reward, creating a bridge between a business's physical presence and its customers' digital lives. It's a new form of marketing that is engaging and modern. Furthermore, think about historical education. A museum could create a series of digital artifacts geotagged to specific exhibits. As a visitor walks through the museum, they could collect these digital items on their phone, each one telling a part of a larger story. Owning the complete collection could unlock a special video or certificate. This turns a museum visit into an interactive treasure hunt, making learning more dynamic and memorable for people of all ages. The digital assets become valuable not just as collectibles, but as keys to a deeper educational experience tied to a physical journey. The benefits for investors are clear and exciting. Geotagging adds a new layer of uniqueness and a compelling story to a digital asset, which can significantly increase its potential value. It creates new markets where location itself is a commodity, offering innovative ways to invest. For everyday people, it makes the digital world feel more connected to our physical reality. It encourages exploration, community engagement, and new forms of entertainment that get us out of the house and interacting with the world around us. This technology can enrich our experiences in cities, parks, and museums in ways we are only just beginning to imagine. However, we must also consider the risks. Science is all about looking at the whole picture. The value of a geotagged asset is tied to its location, which can be a double-edged sword. What if the location becomes inaccessible or its reputation changes for the worse? An asset's value could plummet for reasons completely outside the owner's control. There are also technical challenges, such as ensuring the geotag is secure and can't be faked. Someone could try to trick the system into thinking they are in Tokyo when they are actually in their basement, which would undermine the entire concept of location-based value. Another potential downside is the creation of a digital divide. This technology could create exclusive experiences that are only available to those who can afford to travel. An amazing digital asset located on Mount Everest would be out of reach for the vast majority of the world's population. This could lead to a system where the wealthiest individuals have access to the most valuable and interesting digital experiences, leaving others behind. We need to think carefully about how to make these opportunities accessible and fair, ensuring that technology brings us together rather than creating new kinds of barriers between people. So, why does this matter for you, the everyday person and potential investor? Because this isn't just a far-off futuristic idea. It represents the next step in how we interact with the internet. It's about merging our digital lives with our physical journeys. As this technology develops, it will change how we play, learn, shop, and connect with our communities. Understanding the basics of how location can add value to digital things will be important. It might open up a new, fun way for you to invest, or simply a new way for you to explore your own neighborhood. It's a whole new world of possibilities right here on our world. Consider the science.